We're going to do a repeat of yesterday, and we're seeing the signs of spring all over the place. Thank you so much to our friends, our photographers who share their pictures with us. We are humming into spring, and look at the detail in this picture. Christine Anaho has a great eye because we have the hummingbird, the beautiful flowers, and if you look closely, we even have some buzzing bees in those blossoms. So thank you so much for sharing your pictures. I'm going to share more throughout the morning. If you would like to see yours here, use that hashtag NBCLA or find me, X, Instagram, Facebook, tag me at Belen NBCLA. Also here to answer any of your questions. That's my job. All right, we'll take a look at March so far. And you know, when it comes to our temperatures, most of the month has been below normal. That's what these blue boxes indicate. Yesterday, we got to 78 degrees in the downtown area. And from here on out, the temperatures are going to be near or above normal. So we're going to see more red boxes in that graphic. This morning, it's nice, it's fresh. We've got 50s and 40s. It's actually warmer compared to yesterday, especially in the deserts. Over in Big Bear, we're at 27 degrees. Now let's fast forward to this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, high clouds streaming in at times because of a storm that's up to our north. But look at these temperatures. They're very similar to where we were yesterday. Coastal locations could be a degree or two cooler compared to yesterday, but overall it's going to be a beautiful day. No watches, no warnings. Upper 60s and 70s in the deserts, and over in Big Bear, 52 degrees. Now I do want to point out that the winds are going to be breezy at times, especially through the I-5 corridor. Here we are looking at the weather throughout the day, and look at how these winds coming out of the west and even out of the north affecting the drive through the Grapevine, and turns breezy this afternoon in the deserts as well. And as we head into this evening, our friends that live along this corridor could experience some gusty conditions, especially out towards Santa Clarita. Those breezy winds could continue all the way through tomorrow morning. But other than that, as I mentioned, no watches, no warnings. The big weather story in the coming days is going to be this big heat up. Look at the temperature trend for our friends in Van Nuys, where we've got a little bit of whack-a-mole, up and down, at least through Sunday, but fairly consistent. And then we get to the real heat early next week on Monday, 88. Tuesday, 84, and it's not until Wednesday when the heat breaks down. There's going to be an area of high pressure that's going to dominate not only for us here in Southern California, but across the West Coast. So that's going to be the main headline as we look at the weather early next week. So here's your 7-day forecast. Let's wrap this up. We've got 70s for the Basin, Orange County through Sunday, and then early next week is when we're going to have 80s for the Basin in Orange County. At the coast, we have temperatures in the 60s through the weekend, and then 70s early next week. The forecast for the valleys and Inland Empire, we've got 70s, low 80s through the weekend, and then early next week on Monday, as of now, upper 80s, but there's a potential we could hit some low 90s. So that's going to cause a lot of stress in our bodies, especially for those that have to work outside. So start thinking ahead on how you're going to stay cool in that heat wave. The high desert will have 60s, then 70s. The low desert will have temperatures in the 80s, then 90s next week. There's no getting around that for our friends in the low desert, and in the mountains, 50s, then 60s starting on Sunday through next week. That's your forecast, everyone. Hey, Robin, how are things looking out there?
Well, it went from being very quiet to now we have some traffic alerts that we're tracking, Belen. So we're going to head down to the OC. Placentia got word of a rollover crash here. This is the northbound side of the 57 at Orange Thorpe Avenue. It's a stretch where it's normally pretty quiet. We have all lanes blocked temporarily. There's an issue with someone that may be trapped inside of one of those vehicles involved here. So we have CHP and fire crews on scene, a traffic alert in place. If you're looking for an alternate, you can take South Placentia Avenue. That'll help you out. You can always dump off the 57 and just head over to South Placentia Avenue and continue northbound. Heading through the Cajon Pass, we have a crash involving a big rig with a trailer that partially flipped over. This is North 15 at the 138. So as they work to get it uprighted and cleared, your two right lanes are blocked at least until 6. No significant slowing. This is the counter commute direction on the northbound side. The southbound side, yes, the commute's filling in. It's getting sluggish approaching the 138 split. And then South 15 baseline to the 10, we have K-rail installation work. That's the reason for that backup. It's going to be 47 minutes and growing from Oak Hill down to Corona. The 91 looks good. The 14 picking up very quiet. We're 38 minutes from Palmdale off to the Newhall Pass. Adrian, back to you.
Robin, thank you.